Hi everyone, so today's lesson is lesson 3.3, translation of quadratic functions. So we will be exploring horizontal and vertical translations as well as reflections across the x and y axis. So for question number 1, we plotted the parent function so you guys will be able to visualize the translation for the translated graph. So in this graph, we can see that there is a horizontal translation and a vertical translation. So what does a horizontal and vertical translation exactly mean? Vertical translations are when the graph shifts up or down, and a horizontal translation is when the graph shifts to the left or to the right. So the parent function is being shifted 1 unit to the right, and it is also being shifted 5 units up. So if we were to shift our point 0, 0, 1 unit to the right, we would land at 1. And if we were to shift our point for the y value of 0, 5 units up, we would get 5. So our new point for 0, 0 would be 1, 5. Now, our point for 1, 1 would shift 1 unit to the right, which would be 2. And then we would shift our point 5 units up. And so shifting 2, 5 units up would be 7. So our new point is 2, 7. So our last point, -1, 2, would be shifted 1 unit to the right. And if we did so, we would get 0, 2. And now we must shift our y 5 units up. And by doing so, we would get 0, 7. And so as you can see, our translated graph leaves us with a graph that is shifted to the right and up.
For example 2, we're again going to look at our horizontal and vertical shift. So the horizontal shift in this equation is 3 to the left, and our vertical shift is down 1. So the first thing we're going to do is move the vertex. So our vertex right now is at 0, 0. When we apply both translations, we get the point -3, -1. So the next thing we're going to do is shift the point -1, 5. So again, we're going to apply our horizontal shift of 3 to the left and our vertical shift of down 1. So our new point is -4, 4. The last point we are going to apply our translations to is 1, 5. So we are going to use our horizontal translation of 3 to the left and our vertical translation of down 1. So our new point is -2, 4. So as you can see, our entire graph shifted 3 units to the right and 1 unit down.
So for our last question, we will be demonstrating different reflections. So our first graph is a reflection across the x-axis. And so what that means is that each point will be reflected across this axis and will be flipped horizontally. So if we were to reflect our 0, 0, 0, 0 would stay in its same spot. 1, -4 would reflect over the x-axis to be 1, -4. And 1, -1, 4 would be reflected to get -1, -4. And so instead of our graph being concave up, it would be concave down.
The next thing we're going to show is a reflection over the y-axis. First thing we're going to do is reflect the vertex over the y-axis. Because the vertex is at the point 0, 0, it's going to remain 0, 0. Our next step is to reflect the point 1, 4. When we reflect the point 1, 4 over the y-axis, we get the point -1, 4. Okay, next we're going to reflect the point -1, 4. When we reflect -1, 4 over the y-axis, we get the point 1, 4. Even though we reflected each point over the y-axis, we still have a graph that looks the same because our axis of symmetry was the y-axis.
Sums up today's video on translations of quadratics. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment box down below and like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.